Namaste everyone. I'm Amit Gambhir from Climate Healers. I'm an ecopreneur by occupation and instructional designer by profession. I'm looking forward to meeting you all at VCOP 21, where I'll be talking about the courses at Climate Healers. VCOP is the vegan convergence of people happening on 26th and 27th of April, so do register early. Looking forward to meeting you all. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mariquita Solis, a climate healer, and I'm here to talk about VCOP 21, Making Big Change Happen, April 26th and 27th. So make sure you register early. And I have my good friend Amit Gambhir here, and he is one of the speakers. And so we just want to talk a little bit more today about his experience as a vegan father and just get to know him a little bit so you'll know to come and make sure to watch him at VCOP. So welcome, Amit.
Thank you, Marquita. Namaste, everyone. I'm Amit Gambhir from Climate Healers, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all at VCOP, the Vegan Convergence of People, on 26th and 27th April. So do register early.
Wonderful. Well, let me find out. I want to find out a little bit about your vegan journey. When did you become vegan, Amit?
So I heard about veganism for the first time in 2005, so nearly 20 years ago. And back then I was vegan for 3 months. It was a short stint. And I probably wasn't able to convey it in a better way to my parents. I mean, I learned about it at my college and while studying commercial arts. And I came home and I told my parents, I heard this thing called veganism. And from now on, I'm not going to use any animal products. And they said, oh, that's wonderful. So we would support you in every case. And they did as well. But coming from an Indian family, that to a Brahmin family, dairy products are always a part of all the three meals in some way or the other. And whenever we were having food, we have a habit of taking ghee on top of rice or dal or whatever that we are eating. And I told my parents, this is also not what I'm going to consume. And then there was an alarm because I was, in a way, they were saying that I was going against the culture. And in 2005, there was no Facebook, no WhatsApp, and so there was no way I could meet like-minded people and have a holding circle with me. And so I succumbed eventually. So my parents kept on saying, "Oh, if you don't have this ghee or if you don't have dairy products, you're going to be malnourished, and you'll eventually die of malnourishment." And I got scared, and I kept on consuming dairy products for the next 13 years. And I was 30 years old in 2018. That's when I was bloated up. I was facing high blood sugar, triglycerides, cholesterol, everything that a 30-year-old shouldn't have. And but I was also a father of 1-year-old daughter, and that's when I realized that there's something wrong with my body. I'm not able to breathe properly. I'm not able to exercise or do anything that a regular person should be able to do. And on diagnosis, um, it seemed I was fit and fine from the outside, but from the inside, I was dying. And my father, he worked for a leading pharmaceutical company. And so he believed that medicines could cure me because that is how my parents were also living, popping up pills 3 times a day after their meals. And they said, oh, you have been diagnosed with thyroid and triglycerides and cholesterol. Oh, it's in our genes or it's hereditary. And so I was also prescribed the same medicines by a doctor And I asked the doctor, what happens if I don't take these medicines? The doctor said, you'll die. And that I could relate or resonate to 2005, 20 years ago. My parents said the same thing. If you don't consume dairy, you would die. I said, if I'm dying anyways, why should I be a reason for exploitation of animals in the process? And I said, okay, I'm giving up on all the animal ingredients. I did a bit of research and found that dairy products were the reason why I was unhealthy. And I quit overnight. And I said to my parents as well, I'm not going to consume these products anymore. And everyone at my home, they started laughing. My wife, my parents, they said, oh, you cannot live without dairy products. You love all of these delicacies, Indian sweets. I said, yes, but it's about my health and also about my my daughter. And then I said, I'll take it under my control. And I stopped it overnight. It was difficult, for sure. And but in 2018, there were WhatsApp groups, there were Facebook groups where you could find more information about how to go vegan. And just to say I'm not missing out on anything, I started buying all the plant-based milks, and those were very expensive ones, but I was an earning member now as compared to 2005. So I could afford buying those expensive plant-based products. And eventually I realized that I was spending too much efforts on showing that I'm a happy vegan, but I don't have to do all that. And that's when I turned minimalist as well, because all the milks are Tetra packs or whatever products that were coming in were not sustainable. So I switched to a whole food plant-based diet. And that's how, when my daughter, she was 1 year old when I went vegan. So when it was her time to wean from her mother's milk, so she switched to soya milk directly. And that's how the transition happened. So I went vegan first, then my daughter went vegan next. And after pandemic, we were carrying, expecting a second baby as well. And my second baby is born vegan. Um, so when it was her time to wean off, my wife decided that she would also continue with soya milk instead of cow milk or buffalo milk. And then my wife also went vegan. So that is how the transition happened over a period of 4 years. So first I went vegan, then my elder one, then my younger one, and then in the fourth year, my wife went vegan. So now I'm very happy that we as a family took this decision and support each other with whatever resources that we have, information that we get, and also are spreading this message. Um, I'm fortunate that I've been born and brought up in an educated family. So they also agree now that yes, it is very much possible to live a healthy vegan lifestyle or a whole food plant-based lifestyle and without compromising on any of the delicacies. So after my wife went vegan, she started making or veganizing all the traditional Indian recipes as well. And that is what helped me to sustain this time.
Well, that's exciting. I had a question about the ghee. I don't know what is ghee exactly.
So ghee is clarified butter.
What does that mean?
Um, so the butter that we get in the Western countries, right? So it's the same, but it's the Indian homemade version of that. So it's highly high in fat and saturated fat. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a wonderful story. I'm very inspired by that. So now you have two little vegan girls. And what
Yeah.
do they think about veganism? And what do they think about you as their father? And what tips might you give? I mean,
Hmm.
just some general thoughts about being a vegan father.
Hmm. Yeah. So for me, veganism is something. Oh, I have achieved it. I've overcome it. I've overcome my taste and desires and everything to become a vegan. But for them, it's the default. It's the basic. I say, what do you mean you ate animals? What do you mean you drank milk of an animal? Why did you need to do that? And that's right as well, you know, uh, because why would any person do that? So for them, it's like, oh yeah, that's normal, and
Well,
they're glad that Yeah, they come to know, I mean, they find it fascinating when they go to school now. My elder one is 7 years old, my younger one is 5 years old. And when they go to school and they see people drinking milk of a cow with a picture of on it, so why do you want to do that?
That's cute. So that's very inspirational. I mean, I wonder where they're going to be in 10 years or 20 years, what they're going to be doing as voices. And maybe by then they won't need to do anything. Maybe the world will come to see the truth about ahimsa.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know about 10 years, but yesterday my daughter was with me standing 4 hours in the sun, helping people in Scotland go vegan. We were doing activism and she was so enthusiastic and she was singing songs to bring in people, dancing to grab their attention, to see what she was holding in her hands. And it was just wonderful.
That's amazing. How old is she?
She's 7 years old.
Oh my gosh, how cute.
Yeah.
That is the way. And so it sounds like she is that both of your daughters are very happy and very I think that eating this way is very peaceful and it sounds like it, that they're exemplifying that.
Absolutely. Their thoughts are very clear and they know the truth. They know it is wrong and immoral to eat animals. They don't have any conditioning or any bias or any social responsibility to prove something. That's why you have to eat meat or that's why you have to eat so and so, right? So, and we are a huge group of over 100 vegan activists. So whenever we have potlucks or we have meetings, so for her, whatever world she sees through me, she has seen that everyone is vegan already.
Well,
And
that's
whatever she experiences at her school, she gets depressed. The both of them, they do get a little, why does it happen? But they also always have a solution. So they do carry some of the leaflets or brochures that I may have with me, and they sneak it into their bags and then take it to school and ask their teachers, "Can I read this in the class?" And the teachers, since they are already learning to how to read, so if they fumble at some word or get stuck at some word, the teacher helps them out to read all those pamphlets or brochures.
wow. So they're already little activists. That's
Yeah,
amazing. That is
yeah,
beautiful. That's a very inspirational story for us. And to hear that your wife came on the journey and then there was the realization from your family that this is really truly the way to good health, and that's very inspiring.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, we want to make sure that you all come to VCOP 21 to hear Amit and his presentation. And when is your presentation?
It's on 27th.
The 20th Sunday. And so VCOP is going to be going on for 2 days. Now make sure you register early. We also, you don't have to feel committed to every minute of the 2 days. You can come in and out as you please, and there will be a recording. But please try to join us as much as you can in person because it's a very it's an event where we feel connected. And as vegans, we really need that. We really need these connections with others and to see other people on their journey so we can it will refuel us to keep going and to be able to get up and be the voices for animals when we see the inspirational work of other people. So again, make sure you register early. And thank you so much for this conversation, Amit. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday at the event.
Yeah, me too. Looking forward to meeting everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.